There you go. The Hangout is live.
Okay. I suppose one of the first people to enter is Francis and his date for the evening, Katrina. Both showing up in rather elaborate wear. Katrina obviously showing up in the dress and hat overlay. Francis appearing in I've lost the suit in the overlay. Makes me sad. In the Toreador chat, and it makes me sad. One second, I'll actually just download him. But he shows up in a golden black suit with leafy patterns. Black tie and a white long sleeve shirt underneath, as he strides through the club with her. And although one of his arms is locked with hers, he is also carrying a suitcase. The suitcase is armored. Is it kind of as if it were used to carry actual cash? One of those suitcases. And has a passkey lock on it as he walks into the club with the harpy.
Katrina's walking along, and she has her a touch away from gaudy outfit for the evening. She is decked head to toe in gold. She has quite a few nods to the Rose clan in her accessories, and even more nods to just, I don't know, like an Oscar trophy. Quite literally. So she's dressed up for this gala tonight, and she has a painting on display. Well, a digital art piece on display at the gala for later. So she's very excited about the evening.
Right.
Anyone else?
Yes, so if I can. The keeper will arrive rightly on time. He looks different than normal this time. He looks to be more snazzily dressed, like he didn't do it himself. He is helped with his wardrobe, wearing a peculiar suit that you have to glance twice to see that it's not completely the same color. As he strides in alone, having no partner, no arm candy at his arm. He is looking straight through the room, trying to find people to connect to, and trying to find the artwork that he had presented to the Giovanni. And he seems to be content. Sometimes almost like distracted by himself. Seems to be still happy, looking at his watch, looking to find people to connect with.
Okey-doke. All right. When Ryan would approach the hall, he's wearing his typical garb. He's not dressed to impress, as it were, but regardless, he still looks fairly fancy, if a little eccentric. He would be holding a book under his arm, It's leather bound, not of particular interest. His forearm concealing the actual name of the book. And on his other arm, he would have a lady named Sophie, who is, dressed in, like, I would say 19th century regalia, very flamboyant, but, red and black. Yeah. Is that everyone?
Hey, look on the bright side. The last time I saw something dressed like that, well, it was a leopard, and we skinned it 30 seconds later.
He says, denoting Francis's suit.
Oh God. What did he say to my suit?
He said the last time he saw something that he said the last time he saw something like that, it was a leopard, and we skinned it 30 seconds later.
Oh, well, yeah.
Ah, so many new faces. Welcome to the party that my idiot nephew has decided to throw in my honor without asking me if I would like a party thrown in my honor.
Yes, we are very welcome indeed. Pleasure to meet you.
Yes,
Giovanni.
I'm sure it is a pleasure to meet me.
He is a giant of a man. You'd reckon he's about 6'6", and he probably weighs about 300 pounds. He's just a big man. He is pictured exactly as shown here. Unlike his nephew, whom cuts a really dashing figure in an incredibly expensive suit, this guy just seems to not give a solid fuck, and is wearing what appears to be, a suit that you'd probably find in some kind of second-hand bin somewhere.
Man after me. Good lad.
Man has good style.
Yeah.
So yes, I actually look at his suit and I'm not appreciative. I like a man who can try to be himself and not really give a shit what other people think.
Yes, and I like a man who doesn't have to attempt to dress like some kind of fancy feline.
Oh well, it was done by a woman. She thought that I could use this.
No, not you. You look fine. I'm talking about that ponce over there.
Who's he referring to?
Bishop. Francis.
I am going to suppress a smile.
Francis' eyes are rapidly flattening.
Some people just have to compensate for something, I suppose.
Yes, indeed. I've often found that roses tend to be incredibly beautiful, but that's because they all have very small pricks.
I have to keep that one in mind for later.
Oh, Ryan's like trying not to crack up in the corner.
Yeah, I'm doing the same
Are
thing.
all necromantic savants assholes? Well,
The answer is yes.
I don't think I've met one that hasn't been in this entire venue so far, so I'm gonna go with yes.
I mean, to be fair with you, I will point out that the other thing that's interesting about this particular individual, as you look at him, is
Ambrogino, he's really pale, like stupidly pale. You'll even see that though there's been you actually see that there's been makeup applied, and even still, he looks deathly pale. So, well, don't just stand there all at once and introduce yourselves. Some of you I know, some of you I don't.
Yeah, we still have to hurt Robert and Bridget.
I presume he knows Bridget, so you want me to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Talbot is dressed as he normally is, wearing the traditional blue Sikh headgear, the turban. He looks like he hasn't really done too much to look after his beard or his hair. Obviously, being as he doesn't eat, there's no food in it or anything, but it certainly doesn't look like he bothered to brush it or comb it despite the evening. He steps forward. Greetings. You probably remember me from last evening.
Ah, yes, you were there when I talked to the prince upon his high horse.
Yes. My name is Talbot.
Indeed it is.
So,
It is
so
a
is he,
pleasure to meet you, Talbot, and
so is he Ambrogino? Is that the right
Yes.
guy? Or Bruno?
You'd immediately know him, right? Because he is meant to be the greatest active Giovanni necromancer.
Oh, I like this guy. This is like, meeting your idol.
He's also, you would know, he's also an old Cappadocian.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I could tell just by looking at him. But
Yeah. Well, he's what the Giovanni call primacines. Giovanni to Aunt Giovanni. But the Giovanni, right, guys? Wink, wink. Wink!
Well, the Giovanni is the predate the death of Cappadocians, but yeah.
Yeah.
Alexander is going to look around the people who's standing around him, and then notices a woman he has only seen once before at her introduction.
You talking to me?
I suppose so. Don't you have to introduce yourself for how you were there, how you look, stuff like that?
Lilith is very grandly dressed. She has a very gorgeous screen ball gown with gold accents and embroidery throughout it, and her hair is tied up quite extravagantly with gold hairpins. She is currently looking at everything around her, not really paying too much attention to what's going on.
All right.
I would approach Ambrogino and extend a gloved hand.
Ambrogino looks down at it before he takes your hand in his. He will shake it. You'll sense that, yes, hoax exists. And he says, and who might you be, son?
Right for more. I believe I'm of the understanding you're somewhat of an intellectual.
So the legends go.
By all means, I have a gift for you.
I'm always happy to accept gifts.
Yeah. Brian would present a leather-backed book. It's a collection of notes from Giovanni Aldini regarding bioelectricity. It was written in about the 1830s. It's a human recount of the concept of tremens, but the book is fairly rare.
I see that you have an excellent taste in the esoteric and unusual.
But of course, it's the most interesting part of our life.
I like him. Why can more people not be like him?
Well, hardly a dime a dozen.
You, fancy peacock man, be more like him. Who are you, by the way?
Francis Beaumont, Sheriff of Dublin.
Oh. So you're the wilting rose I keep hearing about.
Wait, what did he call Francis?
The wilting rose.
Interesting. I didn't know I had a nickname.
Well, apparently I have to get your girlfriend or something out of the Shadowlands due to some kind of screw-up of her own account, and the city was willing to be very generous in paying me.
Confused they didn't bring it up with me. You're a lucky man.
Honestly, rescuing little Doriador from shit that they don't understand. If they were to make a career path out of this, I would be celebrated the world. Oh wait, I already am.
Yes, it's certainly much easier to put people inside the Shadow Realm than take them back out.
Through these speaks. He knows much. I like this one. Be more like him, Peacock Man.
Well, Francis does not take kindly to this new nickname. Francis is not taking kindly to his second nickname of the evening.
I'm afraid no shit's forgiven by the large necromancer. But we can always try. Anyway.
As a matter of fact, you see him do something with his finger. He beckons to midair, and he says something. Does anyone here speak Italian?
I have to learn it yet.
Speak Latin and French, but no Italian specifically.
Soon.
All right. What? Ryan, do you have your Shadowlands sight on?
I always do.
All right. He summons over a wraith. Right. For the record, this room is chock full of wraiths.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah.
But he
Goody.
points. Yeah, no. He points at Francis. At which point you see the wraith walk over to Francis and stand directly behind him and start shouting in a really loud voice, "Peacock Man," and it follows him around.
Okay.
Katrina's gonna start snickering.
Yeah, Francis is not amused. Francis
Yo,
is
come
actually.
here to me, Peacock Man.
Excuse me.
He says, he comes, he beckons you over and he puts a big arm around your shoulders. You can take a joke, I'm sure. Considering you've lived with your face for as long as you have, you must be able to.
Francis very carefully considers whether he can take jokes this evening.
I mean, do you consider this public humiliation?
This is definitely this guy trying to take shots. Yeah.
Do you want to roll me some?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend willpower because this guy is a. There we go. And well, I mean, I still would have gotten a success, but I'm still very glad I spent.
But yeah, he will kind of jostle Francis a little bit before he lets him go, and he says, "Now then, I need to go and talk to my nephew. You, what was your name? Man who looks like Legolas's body double.
Right.
You and I will have conversation before the night is over. Yes."
I'd be more than happy to share a drink with you.
Which point you see him, he leaves and he walks off to the dance floor.
I like Giovanni parties because I know that I don't have to touch dirty humans, and the blood is in cups.
Katrina will speak up real quick and say to the older Giovanni, she'll say, "I have to say I quite admire your tricks with the spirits."
They're not tricks, my dear. They're not tricks, my dear. It's called skill.
What did he say?
He said they're not tricks, my dear. It's called skill.
Is he using the sepulchre path, or are they just spirit slaves?
He's using the sepulchre path to do it.
Okay.
I mean, he told the spirit to just like follow him, and I took that as like a joke on him or a trick.
But he will say, "Such a lovely young lady, and someone who has a sight that makes her interesting. Mr. Foremost, she is an interesting one."
Certainly is. I saw a name mentioned recently.
I like her. She can stay. And he walks off to the dance floor. I will move to the hangout now.
Right.
What?
I'm guessing this wraith is still like behind Francis, and Katrina's just like, he's got one behind you. You know that, right?
They're everywhere.
Yes, but he stuck one on you.
What do you mean by stuck one on me? Do I need to kill it?
No, it's just there to annoy you, I think.
Oh,
Seems like a practical joke. He's quite funny.
I don't find him very funny.
You seem to be getting roasted a little bit.
No, if I felt this was worth my time, I would have fired back.
What now?
If I felt this was worth my time, I'd have fired back with something. I have more important business to attend to this evening. Speaking of which, he's going off to find his nephew. Hopefully he'll be dropping by our way sooner rather than later.
You have business with him?
Oh yes. He just kind of taps the armored suitcase by his leg, against his leg.
I wonder what could possibly be in this briefcase.
Actually, I need to message Evan something.
So Rothschild's just looking around and then walks over to the newly arrived Giovanni and simply says, "So, I might be too early, but how do you like Dublin so far?"
Lilith is gonna just kind of look over at him, and she speaks very softly. Her voice is very melodic. I am enjoying it quite well, thank you. It is quite a lovely place.
Interesting. So are you on your way towards something, or are you here to stay for a while?
I'm here to expand business. My own personal business. Nothing family-based that I'm aware of at the moment.
Did someone say business? I'd be interested to hear more.
Spanish Inquisition busts in.
The business is concluded as heresy.
And what kind of business would this be, to be more precise? I'm just wondering.
Oh, I'm a fashion designer. I am looking to expand my own fashion interests here in Dublin.
Oh, interesting.
That is interesting indeed.
You'll fit right in.
Question, have you gotten in touch with the, oh, I'm Katrina, by the way, sorry. Have you gotten in touch with any of the media influence here?
I am Lilith. It is a pleasure to meet you. I have not. I have been mostly internet-based, but I am looking to expand into more physical stores.
I met someone about a month ago at an after party, and she works for one of the mags. I believe she's an editor. of a magazine in town that I might be able to get you contact with her. I haven't spoken to her since the party, but I have her
Speed
information.
dial.
I would love to get that if you were willing to share it.
Oh yes, I just have to kiss up to her a little bit, probably. But no, she seems very nice. I'll be glad to help you with that.
I haven't met you before. Francis Beaumont, Clan Toreador, Sheriff of Dublin. Pleasure to meet you.
I am Lilith Giovanni of the Giovanni clan. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Lovely party.
Yeah, still pales in comparison to what I'm used to, but it is quite lovely.
Then let Florin catch you saying that. I believe he
Yes.
has things for a big. Well, he has a passion for theatrics.
He is a bit of a flashy one, isn't he? And that's coming from two Toreadors.
Well, there's only so much you can do.
So, have you already scouted out your competition? People that in the city are here to make your life less fun?
Not quite. I just recently arrived. I'm still trying to get a hold of what is going on in the city.
Aside from plots of near apocalyptical scale that the sheriff doesn't show up to.
Hey, how's Perma Mage?
You were.
he was probably more useful than the sheriff.
Yeah, I mean, I was just watching all the vampires make an embarrassment of the fucking.
Yeah. Yep.
Sad days.
Well, I mean, I probably could have done some serious damage to Aisha had he not have. Had I not have got, what was it, 4 wands on my Nightcry roll. So
that was unbelievably sad.
What are we talking about? Rolls?
It isn't matter. It's from another scene. Should probably move on.
I would actually like to discuss that with Francis at some point in character, but
yes. But well, I mean, he's here, I guess. But yeah, Francis. Just kind of continues.
Tell me, Francis, you must stop by at some point in my antique shop. I'm sure I have something you'd be interested in.
I don't suppose you have an antique cannon.
Fortunately, firearms are not registered under antiquities, unless, of course, it's a curio and relic owned by someone of relative importance.
Katrina's eyes kind of light up, and she's like, "Oh, you're who opened the antique shop. I think we met the other day."
Well, I've had this antique shop since the 1960s, so...
Oh, there was... Okay.
I believe his name was... he's like rubbing his forehead, crumpled foreskin? Something of that ilk. Yes.
That.
Trying not to commit that man's name to memory.
Entity.
I wish I had that easy of a memory. However, I seem to remember everything.
That must be quite a difficulty for you, having to remember everything.
Well, I have to make selections in what I want and do not want to remember easily, but it's not always easy. Some things are just too boring to remember.
Well, no one said life would be uneventful at times.
I suppose.
I much prefer uneventful to current events.
Agreed.
Can't argue with that.
As it is said, no news is good news.
Oh, if only
But
there
all
were no
news is
news.
But all news is good publicity.
Publicity in my line of work tends to get you killed quickly.
I also do believe that some people, like that comedian that used to roofie girls, isn't particularly proud of his publicity.
Bill Cosby?
Right, that idiot.
Yeah, he was always a little bit creepy. Even on TV show. I remember watching him growing up.
Creepy or
And
not,
could,
sure his publicity could have been a lot better.
Katrina looks around and she's like, wait, literally nobody here has probably watched TV just for the hell of it, as just like, I am a fetus. She just kind of looks around and she's like, oh shit, I am a fetus in this room.
Last Napoleonic War Undertaker.
Denies all involvement with all things in history.
Ryan, you do seem to have some similar ability as to myself. I would like to speak with you at some point to maybe get a better grasp on my own.
Have you any experience in the necromantic arts?
None at all. I just see a little more than
You have
normal.
a natural connection to the spirit realm.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, such abilities are uncommon, but they do come from once in a while.
Not where I come from, they're not that uncommon.
My apologies. What was your name? I look over at Rothschild.
Rothschild, Alexander Rothschild.
Don't look like a Rothschild to me.
They come in all shapes and sizes, I suppose.
Yes.
And you are?
My apologies. Ryan Famo. I extend my hand. I'm wearing gloves. I don't like touching people.
Oh, that's great. He doesn't even touch you. He just keeps his hands to himself. He does give you, of course, his nut, but he doesn't shake hands.
All right. Ryan lowers his hand. His ear twitches. My apologies. Did you take offense to not looking at like a Rothschild? Because I must admit, they are not the most beautiful of people.
Oh, no, I take no offense to that. I don't ever shake hands. I try to avoid it.
Yes, skin contact is something I have a bit of an aversion to. Hence the, and he brushes his gloves. The mink fur gloves.
Ciao, what do you think? Looking up at he is. Friends, good evening, good afternoon. So wonderful to see you all. Ah! Mr. Belmont, I see that you Mr. Belmont, I see that you have a friend who's screaming peacock man. Why he's calling you peacock man?
They are after your balls today.
I believe it was a practical joke your uncle was playing on me.
Ah, very well then, peacock man.
For the record, Francis has that thing inside the suitcase. It's
To answer your
probably...
question, yes. Hannah can see it.
Okay.
What's up?
How would this even be described? Because there's so many. You'd probably hear a myriad of murmuring whispers coming from inside the suitcase that Francis is carrying.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I believe he's not one of the voices.
No,
I
don't
do
you?
believe that this is my... Why is it that you brought such an interesting item into my presence?
I wanted to make you an offer.
I'm always listening. Oh, before I do, you must be darling Lilith, little cousin. Don't know if she's there.
I'm here. Lilith will curtsy politely. It is good to see you.
A pleasure to see you as well. Florian de Medici, I've never met you myself, but your reputation precedes you.
It always does.
All rumors and scurrilous gossip, I'm sure.
Well, life is life, I guess.
I'm really annoyed that.
Ah, so, you wanted to make a deal, Monsieur Beaumont.
Yes, it's fairly straightforward, and I'm of the utmost confidence that Clan Giovanni will be able to provide. It relates to some personal, not personal business that I'm taking care of.
Personal yet not personal.
It cuts both ways.
Just use business.
I already used business. Anywho, I wish to exchange. All I wish to request in exchange for the sword is that Clan Giovanni would be able to protect Katrina Green here from harm up until the point that the Black Hand operative and Nosferatu Elder known as Spectre is destroyed.
And in exchange, you're going to offer me that delightful thing in your suitcase.
Yes.
What does Miss Green think? Does she require Clan Giovanni's protection?
Well, no offense to my darling partner here, but Spectre's already made plays that go above and beyond. Did you hear about the news about the... What's the name of the hotel that the Tremere run, by the way, OC?
It is called the...
Clontarf Castle Hotel.
Oh, pardon?
The Clontarf Castle Hotel. That took me a little bit.
Clontarf.
Castle Hotel.
At the Clontarf Castle Hotel?
What about it?
The small-scale demolition that occurred on one of the floors may have been connected to Spectre. Or rather, it was a rather spectacular showing as someone who arrived rather late. But you know shit's getting real when you're calling in a child of Methuselah's.
But Hannah, do you exist? Hannah?
Right here.
So, you want to be... Do your... dear Mr. Beaumont wants Clan Giovanni to protect you. Is that what you want?
I'm confident that Clan Giovanni is more than capable of protecting me, so the answer to that would be a yes. A
There is-
resounding yes.
There's a. If Francis could golf clap right now, he would.
She is on his arm, okay? She is on his arm and she is being very polite and she is not being a dick. Okay? She is just nice to Florin because he has not been a dick to her. Yet.
Yes, yeah. What is that suffix? Yet.
The night is still young.
Oh, we have plenty of time.
Hmm. 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 An interesting phenomenon. Very well. I'll accept it. The sword, or rather, the item in your briefcase for her life. Deal?
Deal.
Florin, swift as an adder, grabs Hannah and picks her up by the throat.
What the fuck?
You should really listen to your deals better, Sheriff.
Francis doesn't say that.
Okay, what does he say real quick?
Francis made a bit of an interesting gaffe when
Yep.
Giovanni made his final deal. He said, "The sword for her life."
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, then you seriously need to die. Anyway, never mind. Go on.
But he's holding her up. He's holding her up there. Of course, you don't choke because
You can't.
you don't breathe.
She's
But-
gonna say, this is not a public thing. Please put me down. She's trying to make light of the situation. She's like, this is not something to be done in public. Please set me down.
No. I'm going to set you down in a completely safe place from Spectre. As you say this, both of them fall through the floor. Literally, a small kind of dark hole opens and Giovanni just falls through it with Katrina in tow.
He says, what now?
I could have done that.
I know, but he didn't ask you.
He didn't ask me, which confuses me and annoys me because I totally would have done that for the sword.
Yeah,
It's
but
just-
Giovanni or a whole clan.
He can't. Well, he's fucking just put her in the Shadow Realm anyway. I could have done that for cheaper as well.
What? No, he didn't. Did he just put Katrina in the Shadow Realm?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
Ugh.
Basically, he opens a portal and the two of them fall through.
Now
So
you're
now-
protected. You're protected.
Yeah, I'm
can't get there.
protected, but now I'm here and like Monique is somewhere and like she's also in the Shadow Realm and now I have to deal with that shit.
It
She's
sounds
also-
like bad luck.
She's also gonna starve and go into torpor.
I would be more worried
Probably.
about losing your sanity.
It's
Uh,
fine.
Done.
Provided that she has about average willpower, she's got about a week until she starts going a bit OP.
You wonder why
Lilith just starts laughing.
You wonder why half of Giovanni are fucking crazy? Well, there's a reason, kids.
Yeah. They are my favorite flavor of lunatic.
And it's not just the fact that, half of them are, cousin marriages.
Talbot ignores the intervening proceedings and goes over to the sheriff. Did you say you need an elder destroyed?
Nosferatu order to be specific. Black
We should
Hand
think
agent.
about this sometime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Francis, if it helps, you know what the Asimite price to hunt her down would be.
Yeah, he's also not confident they'd actually succeed, considering this guy can more or less just disappear on a whim.
If only you knew somebody who could torture him until he kills himself or something. someone who would do it for reasonably well priced if you asked him, but now he's offended, so that's not happening.
Well, boo-hoo, sucks to be a bloodline.
Yeah. Sucks to be impotent.
Oof. Scott!
I
Claw! Draw them!
still have a Dragon's Breath shotgun.
Pardon me, Florin. Might I have a word?
He will come back about 5 minutes later.
Okay.
If it helps, he actually comes back, interestingly enough, with Katrina. Katrina
Okay,
is
thank
back.
God.
However, interestingly enough, she's not. She's. You find the fact that she now has in her chest a black stone,
Jesus Christ.
roughly around the size of your thumb, embedded in the skin.
Okay.
Nice accessory.
Yeah, Katrina's gonna run behind Francis real quick, just like what the fuck?
Well, she's a talisman now.
No, she's like yeah, he definitely wouldn't be able to get me there. I appreciate your safety, dude. You can do it, buddy. But like she's shaking. She's like, I knew you could do it. Thanks for the protection.
By all means, Mr. Famo, what is it that I can do for you?
Well, you know, of recently a certain professor rubbed you the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's my pleasure to inform you that I don't believe he will be bothering you again anytime soon.
Oh, and why is that?
The gentleman has skipped town.
How very interesting.
Yes, peculiar Malkavian gentleman. He had his flaws. I'm not speaking in a past tense because I killed him or anything like that. I'm just using that because he's gone from this place.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, we shall merely have to weep at the fact that he is no longer amongst us.
Oh yes, I will cry many a crocodile tear.
I have no doubt. But please, Madame and Monsieur, enjoy the party. In answer to the question you were going to ask, Sheriff, when and if she is attacked, that little piece of jewelry will yank her to a place where the other individual will not be able to follow. I can then come and reclaim her at your leisure.
Just give me a book, please, or some canvases, and I should be good.
Oh no, do you have a camping kit with you?
Not on her at the moment, but she can order one real quick.
She's like, I can order one?
She's like, Amazon 1-day delivery. I can get this.
I'll buy you a tent.
Fuck.
Just go and goes to Amazon. The book is totally not made from the hammered souls of the damned.
It's, yeah. Sad.
I mean, on the plus side, if it's still something that's trying to be done, if it's something that's going to be tried to be done, she'll probably be able to reach Monique easier while she's in the Shadowland, as opposed to being outside of it, trying to use her abilities to get through there. Like, probably be easier. I better be able to. I better be able to get some Wi-Fi or some reception detect in the Shadowlands.
That's okay. Emily can just use a thingy-mabob.
You what now?
Emily can just use a thingy-mabob, it's fine. In any case, well, that's my official business settled for the evening. I think it worked out quite well.
Suppose you can say I don't think I'll be murdered by that dude anytime soon. And she goes to say Ashar's name, then she's like, "Wait, is this like saying Voldemort's name? Am I not supposed to say it?"
We just refer to him as the Red List, although I doubt it really matters that much at this point.
Anyway, she's just like, that one. If I'm stuck there, I don't think I'll be able to get out. I don't think anyone can really get in easily, so. Now, what's this business about my life? For that now?
Spectre and I go back some distance. He's been targeting individuals connected to me.
Wait, who and you?
Spectre. He's an old Nosferatu. Member of the Sabbat.
Okay.
He and I, well, we've faced off quite a lot of times. Unfortunately, every engagement's been inconclusive. Which brings us to this particular chapter in our history together. But this time, he's not going after me directly and seems to be targeting everybody else around me.
Pardon me. Speaking of this Red List, you wouldn't by any chance happen to know his name, his real name, or his date of birth? If you did, I could be of some assistance.
The Tremere have been oddly obstinate in their releasing of information about this individual, to be completely honest. It has proven rather frustrating.
Wouldn't want
But
to
if
leading your investigation.
I don't know, perhaps they want to deal for the threat themselves, or perhaps they're just being as Tremere are, keeping secrets in an attempt to save face.
Yes, I realize their secrecy is something they guard jealously, but would it not be pertinent to perhaps forgo such cultural formalities, given the context, the entire world being plummeted into, endless doom is somewhat of a international concern.
Oh yes, I'm in full agreement. It's something of a shame, but at least the upper echelons of the Tremere don't seem to agree and seem very confident. I'm not sure I share their confidence. Although perhaps I will inquire with the Primogen von Essen. She may be able to secure some answers for us.
Yes, if you were able to acquire such information, I might be able to inform you of his next action, perhaps where he is at this moment in time, etc.
Interesting.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, let me see what dress you picked. Oh, it was the one that I suggested. Hell yeah. Alright, so things are about to get super spicy. I'm excited.
Bueno.
Yeah.
Oh god, what's happening?
Oh, Jesus.
It's happening.
What the hell is
God.
happening? Why is everybody coming into this hangout? No, get
Well,
out.
Connor left. And, Katya now knows about,
About
the celebrity.
And someone's about to get end zone, home run.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's going to happen is a conversation has taken place on the other side of the room. You will see literally V-line for the conversation. She grabs Charlotte, the new turtle, by the throat, or by the back of the head, and then with her other hand by the throat, and throws her across the room with 6 dots of potence.
I'm sorry, who was this?
This is Whisper. She is one of literally the oldest kindred in the city.
Mm-hmm. Hi.
I'd like when she tosses me across the room, I'd like to catch myself.
Roll me dexterity athletics plus your celerity.
And I'm like on all fours, like crouching down with like my hands against the floor. So 6 with the special.
Gonna be difficulty 7.
So would the dexterity specialty come into play here?
Precise, yeah.
Okay, so dex plus athletics, you said?
Yeah, dex athletics.
8 dice. Okay, hold on. Great. I don't have any successes.
Okay. Yeah, you hit the ground hard and you roll. Whisper is advancing across the room with a feral snarl on her face. She is going to end the motherfucker.
I hiss at the bitch. Her jaw kind of like extends down. It's really kind of fucking scary, and she like hisses really loudly at Whisper. I'd like to make an intimidation check and activate Dread Gaze.
Okay.
Let me actually. Do you mean to read the rule on that?
I am well aware of how Dread Gaze works.
I'm not. Give me a sec. I gotta pull it up. I'm not sure what the check is. I know it's intimidation.
Why is the new one getting her life threatened?
God, can stop? Come on, Francis can't handle this.
Charisma.
The new one is getting her
Francis,
life threatened.
If you try to get in Whisper's way, she will attempt to throw you across the room.
Okay, so that's charisma plus intimidation versus her wits and courage. I'd like to.
Your wits is so that's going to be a difficulty of 9.
Oh, great. I don't have that much willpower. Did I start the evening with 5 or?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm down to 4. I would like to burn another willpower.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I think so. So charisma 4 plus intimidation 1. So that's 5 dice.
I have no idea who this person is, but they're pretty and they're getting
I
punched
have
around.
1 success.
Her eye twitches, but she keeps moving forward.
Okay.
Bishop, if anyone here would like to activate Aura Sight, they can.
I must say, because I want to see what the reaction of Giovanni and the servants in the room are, because this is a
Gotcha's
violent
gonna do the
situation
same.
in presumably their domain. I assume they wouldn't want this at their party.
Actually, technically speaking, this isn't in their domain. They actually expressly did not have this party in their domain.
Oh, cool. I get 3 successes.
The Giovanni are really calm. This doesn't seem to be phasing them. Whisper is so angry to the point that she is basically biting back frenzy, and she is going to kill that woman if somebody does not intercede.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to intercede.
Yep, got 3 successes. Holy shit, that was good for her.
I'd like to use Dominate. What is it? Command.
What's your generation?
I am 8th.
It will bounce off Whisper.
You're not high enough generation.
Or low enough.
That's low enough.
In theory, any 7th gen here, because she's 7th gen, could dominate her. But,
Hi.
basically, so how are people going to intercede in this particular brouhaha? For the record, I point out, as the Giovanni haven't moved. There are a number of Giovanni in the room. Florin is you get amused from Florin, and you get Ambergino. Ambergino just is pure apathy. He does not care. He's more interested in the wine he's currently drinking than he is in the brouhaha.
So here's another thing. My ghoul is in the building with me. I loaned him out to Katrina, but
she ended up not needing him, so he went with her.
Okay, so he would be probably standing near my character. If he sees Whisper doing this, he's probably gonna pull his gun and fire at her.
Oh, that would be great.
Oh God.
Dead ghoul.
Oh, that's
right. I will roll. It's a physical primary ghoul, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. It's a rank 1 physical primary
Actually,
ghoul.
he'll probably tell her to stop and stand down, or he will fucking shoot her in the face. or
All right.
head?
He won't. He will even. Nope. He misses because he knows, as a kindred does, to go for a headshot on a kindred.
That's a botch.
Yeah. So the gun will jam
Okay.
All right.
as he
All right.
advances.
I
If Francis intercedes, Emily is gonna be more or less right next to him.
Yeah. Francis. He's not gonna burst into celerity unless it's necessary for him to intercede. Mainly because using powers is just going to escalate the situation.
I will put up the gunshot kind of escalated the situation. Everyone gets very tense when there's the bang of a gun.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard not to continue climbing that ladder. I want to pull it up behind me so nobody else can do the thing.
actually, if he didn't pull the gun and shoot, he pulled the gun and told her to stop, or he was going to.
Yeah.
She didn't stop, which is why I rolled to shoot.
Exactly.
All right.
But no, Francis.
All right, so Francis, you interpose yourself, do you?
Yeah, Francis interposes himself and says, "Whisper to destruction."
She said, she points at her full central mass, and she said, "By her word, she's already broken it. I'll have that bitch's heart."
All right.
Laughs in Path of Death and Bones. Just in the background, like, do it.
No, Francis will go, "Has this person killed anyone?" And you tell your ghoul to stand down now.
She just waves her hand at Charles, and he stops, puts the gun, reholsters the gun.
She looks at him and she says, "By her actions, she sealed someone's death tonight." Someone who didn't deserve to die.
Please elaborate.
Charlotte will actually look at.
Katya would approach Whisper.
Oh, great.
Whisper turns and she basically, if anyone gets in her way, she will go through them, but she basically pops her own celerity and she runs out the door, breaking the door in the process. She clearly has somewhere she
tell her
has...
that she wasn't going to do it.
Okay. Francis is actually going to try and interact with her mind, not forcibly. He will basically ask for permission because she clearly doesn't want to talk about it openly.
I've always pictured, whenever people use telepathy as certain person is ringing you. Do you accept the call?
It's like a Skype call.
It's basically, he's basically, hey, someone wants to call you on Discord.
I tell you what, I'm gonna just go get a drink, so you can feel free to talk to the other people about what's happened, and when I get back, I'll have Whisper's answer.
Okay.
Yeah,
what
Katrina...
the hell happened here? No,
she
sorry.
would look up at Francis. That idiot told me there was a salubri in the domain.
Oh, boom! I have to make a frenzy check. I have to spend another willpower because this is a friend has just been endangered, and that forces a frenzy check. Okay, it's a good thing he spent the willpower. Francis looks less than pleased. In fact, he looks like he's about to just kill a bitch. Anyone reading his aura will find that he is extraordinarily angry.
All right, I'm going to try.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like palpable.
Talk to him softly. I'm going to try and see if I can use one of my tricks and see if I can reduce his chance of frenzy.
He's already resisted frenzy.
I know. I'm going to make sure that your frenzy is going to keep being reduced. So it's going to be more. It's going to be more difficult for you to fly into frenzy.
Okay. Roll.
Especially
I think
since
you're rolling passion, right? I think the difficulty for that is actually my road rating, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's 7.
All right.
That's not my. It's my path rating. To be fair.
Path rating. Yeah. Get those dice
Yeah,
up.
I'm pretty sure the anger is literally palpable in the air, and Auspex isn't even necessary
I
for
mean, it's
this.
more or less just it's just kind of there are layers to the anger. Like they're like it's like his anger is like an onion.
It's like an onion.
It's like
The further you go, the badder you get.
yeah.
Katya would take his hand. Francis, I don't intend to tell him.
Let me see.
I don't want to do this.
So how many successes do I need? Over 7, over 8? How many bad ratings do you have?
For the record, you don't necessarily know if Francis is angry at the Salubri being in the domain or if he's angry at.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, he's just angry.
I just want you to calm down and calm the fuck down before you start wrecking shit.
Oh no, this is actually in reference to Katya.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay, I don't know what that. Let me double check. Like, 'cause I think it affects duration.
That could be the case.
Let me double check.
Anyways, it's simply that he simply whispers in your ear to relax.
That's not creepy at all.
But yeah, that doesn't sound calming at all.
Okay, so he's going to be that's not 5 successes.
How many you have? What's your path rating? Sorry?
7.
7, so?
You got a 1.
I got a 1. Yep.
Yeah, to get 4 successes. So for the next week, he will be calm. Yeah, sorry. I was just like, you got 5. Well, oh wait, no, there's a 1.
Alright, fine.
No, he does. Yeah, anybody reading Francis' aura as soon as
it's only 3, isn't it?
Pardon?
Do you spend a willpower?
No, this is his humanity or path rating. Anyway, no, anybody reading Francis' aura will notice that he calms down significantly. Not entirely, because passion doesn't completely destroy the emotion, but it definitely makes it significantly duller. So the anger recedes pretty heavily.
And Mac, I just want to point out, as you guys look around, you'll see that there were other Nosferatu at this party. Both Enigma and Abdul were there, but they have both vanished.
Yeah, no, Francis is going to telepathic. Actually, does Whisper accept the call?
She will. You sense that she's moving incredibly quickly through the sewers at the moment.
Yeah, she'll say. He'll say. Francis will say, "I know what happened. I'm on my way." And he's just gonna cut off a call unless she responds to it.
She doesn't really say anything. You sense basically, from what you know about Whisper, she is there were 2 kindred historians in the city, one of whom is the Malkavian Primogen, a guy named Wordsworth. And then there's Whisper.
Wordsworth, yeah.
Yeah. Whisper is much more of a quote-unquote nodist scholar than Wordsworth is. Wordsworth examines the history of the Camarilla, the history of the princedoms, and things like that, but Whisper deals with a lot of the more really dark and esoteric shit. So you can almost sense, Francis, her palpable fear as she maneuvers.
Yeah, no, Francis appears concerned, but obviously he's not going to overtly send his feelings and thoughts over the telepathic connection, because that's not necessarily how it works. But yeah, he seems at least somewhat concerned, and then he's immediately going to telepathically call Katrina, and he'll say, "I have to go," in telepathy.
By the way, you'll also notice that yes, Charlotte may have said some stuff, and that's fine. However, you will notice that there are a couple of kindred who are no longer in the ballroom, with the exception of the Nosferatu. Whilst it is obvious that Katya might not say anything, some people in this room know the significance and know what certain individuals, like Stahlheim, might give as a reward for certain pieces of information.
Yep.
Oops.
Francis.
Cue Seinfeld theme tune.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
You have either signed this Salubri's death warrant, or you signed Katya's. one or the other.
Yay!
Either one of them is pretty much gone.
I mean,
Yep.
I mean,
Francis is running away right now. He's heading out.
I mean, can Katrina fucking respond real quick? Like,
Yes, she can.
okay. Can I step out real quick? Like, she's asking if she can like step outside right before coming back in with him for a second.
Yeah, sure.
All right, she's stepping out for a second with him. Like, she's gonna return to the ball, but she's just dipping out for a second.
What ball? The ball is over.
Yeah, whatever the gala, whatever the thing is, there's still like a competition thing, whatever it is.
It's just spice now.
Yeah.
There was still a competition.
That I plan on taking part of. If I don't die.
Well, we wouldn't want that now, would we?
Of course not. I'm too pretty to die.
Yeah,
there's a few people who are on like the wish list of death before you, girl. You're like bottom of the barrel. You're good.
I don't know.
You're
I have
good.
never seen. I have never seen Katya close enough to stabbing a bitch before now.
I mean,
yeah.
Charlotte has never been considered to be bottom of the barrel, but I appreciate the compliment.
No, like literally like bottom of the
Trust
barrel
me,
for the
if
death.
Katya
For the
had
wish
had
of
her
death.
6th hour,
I
you would have
think
been shot in the head.
I think she gets it.
All right, kids. Look, roleplay has happened. It is spicy. We continue with the spiciness. Keep going.
Yeah, Francis is not going to slow down unless Katrina reacts quickly, so she might want to.
Yeah, she's gonna speak to him real quick. Give me a mind call when you're okay. Like, give me a telepathy call.
Yeah, I will. I can't slow down right now. This is a matter of life or death. I need to go.
All right.
I'd like to actually pull out my phone, and I'd like to text Ambrose and say sorry and send a little bitty red heart emoji to him.
Do you really want to push Katya's buttons even more?
Considering Ambrose literally asked this guy if he could walk the path to Galkunda today, I'd be pretty fucking pissed.
Oops.
Oh yeah, this will be wonderful.
So,
sitting back, relaxing.
Okay, I've got to ask, because I can change the ethos of this scene. I can slam it in a weird way. Who is following Francis to see what is happening? What is going to happen?
Did he say anything to Emily? Because she is a sound and she will help him out, but if he didn't say anything, she's just going to stand around looking like, I don't know.
Francis wants her out of this one because this is, one, this could potentially get her killed, and two, this is stuff that she really shouldn't know about because that could also get her killed, as we're seeing right now.
I'm going to use celerity to follow Francis, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Katrina is smart enough not to follow Francis.
Francis is using celerity 5. Because
He
that's
just
how much.
He just has to keep up with you. He just has to catch up. He just has to be able to keep you in sight.
That's
which
fair.
he can do.
I just say that because that's the level of celerity he has.
Important questions. Where is our Tremere going?
She's going to sit on the steps and just a string of expletives is exiting her mouth.
I'm going to give you a piece of really... Do you have common sense?
No, she would actually, she would do what she has to do.
So, question.
Answer.
Wouldn't it be great if Stalheim was busy with something right now?
I actually have a question for Katya. What was she talking? She was talking to Ambrose on the phone before she threw it across the marble floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was she saying to him?
Not very nice things.
Not very nice things.
Not very nice things.
So basically, the catch-22 you're in, Katya, is the Regent is now going to Stalheim is now going to find out because people are going to give him this information. He will probably reward them richly for it. And this is going to happen much sooner rather than later because of how information technology works. You can give him the information and be seen as a loyal Tremere whilst everyone else races to try and avert what's going to happen.
Oh god, this is gonna get her killed one way or the fucking other, so...
Oh, well.
Connor's also in attendance, isn't he?
No
he left.
longer. He fucked off as soon as shit started going down.
Right.
Smart boy.
Well-
Katya would go and pick up her phone and call Stalheim.
On a side note,
Does
Hello.
the phone still work?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're fucking Omar out of his deal! What the hell, man?
I know. I mean, all Omar wanted was immortality. It's fine. Nothing could go wrong. Continue.
Man, you did.
Well,
You
this
fucked
is
over
not
Omar
my fault.
Shadid.
Okay.
Omar Shadid, the
They
poor
fuck-
man.
They
This is
fucked the deed.
Charlotte's fault.
All right. So what is going to happen, guys, is I'm going to have to split this scene into two. I do apologize. To be honest, yeah. So you inform Stalheim. Okay. Francis, you race to the church with as if the hounds of hell were behind you, followed by Ryan. All right.
Hello there.
So Emily, Katya, you will be summoned to the church.
Oh god.
So that will be them then. That. Robert, where are you going? Are you staying at the party or are you following the action?
I'm more than likely going to stay at the party. No one, I have no idea in character what's going on. Everybody just started throwing each other and running away. So,
okay. And Mr. Rothschild, what are you going to do?
Well, since there's no information to me coming that there's anything happening, I would stay here right at the party. I believe there's some art that needs to be judged.
Actually, he is a very smart bastard. Hennessy is going to summon you to the church.
All right, I see you have a prior engagement.
Question.
Hang on, did you say you're actually turning down Hennessy?
No. Like I'm ditching the party to go to Hennessy's.
Okay. What was your question, Scott?
Yeah, if I have planned friendship Nosferatu, would I not be informed of this, or is it just, you know?
They're in panic mode right now. So if they were planning something, they might tell you, but this is not planned. This is them moving desperately quickly. So, Francis, what happens as you arrive? You see a number of individuals standing in black trench coats with this man at their head.
Oh, God.
On the opposite side, you see the Nosferatu have cordoned off the church, and Hennessy is standing in front of it with his burning blade unsheathed in his left hand. As the two men are staring one another down.
Oh, God. Oh, no. And I have a little more than a fucking pistol.
Oh, I mean, well, I can bring an umbrella to the party. Is that fine?
So
the umbrella is filled with something a little bit sharper, though.
Hang on. Is Rothschild basically becoming the penguin for his umbrellas?
Yes. I am building multiple umbrellas for my own fun, including one that actually builds out to be a shield. So much fun. But I need to order them in London, so it takes time.
I'm okay with this. I'm entirely okay with this.
So, Emily is just standing around at the party, just looking awkward, and with fewer and fewer people there. That's funny.
I'd like to know what the competition is for the art presentations.
yeah, now that everybody read, I have a good chance of winning.
True.
I mean,
True.
it's all different forms of art that, like, I mean, Katrina wants to know too, so.
Hey, spice is a form of art.
Okay, well, I will deal with the spicy church thing. And it just kind of leads my feet off to left field, and then I will deal with art. Is that okay with everyone?
Sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
I want to see what the shit I said started.
Stand down now, Tremere! You hear Hennessy shout. Out of my way, you deformed pipsqueak, or I will come through. Francis, you could literally cut the tension with a knife. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, Francis. Can Francis try and connect telepathically to Morpheus?
He's inside, and he's not hiding.
Oh God, he tends to die. No. Oh my God.
What do you want to do, Francis, with all that junk? Because for the record, yes, you know that Hennessy intends to have Katya diablerize him.
You mean Stalheim?
I mean Stalheim.
I mean, yeah, I gave you the idea.
I know.
I hate you both.
Katya, for Katya.
Not fair.
No, yeah, but can I telepathically connect to Morpheus real quick? I just want to make sure. Really, it's just to make sure. Yeah, I need to connect to him very briefly.
Yeah, he will accept it. He will say, "Hello, friend Francis."
Oh, thank God, Morpheus. You need to run.
No.
They're going to kill you, Morpheus.
Yes. They are. I am not afraid of death. But I want you to know that the time that you and I have gotten to spend together, I am very grateful for that. Thank you, friend Francis.
Fuck, don't write yourself off.
I beg your pardon?
He says, fuck, don't write yourself off just yet.
I will not fight them. I have only sought to bring some semblance of light and happiness to those who needed it most. If these individuals come to snuff out that light, then so be it. I will pray for their souls and hope that they can find redemption.
What about Salubri's soul taste like?
Delicious and creamy.
Yeah.
Like sprinkles and rainbows, I suppose.
I'm gonna get like vanilla Oreo.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking I was about to say like French vanilla ice cream maybe.
It smells like
Just like a
possession.
Tremere soul, but without all the crap.
Fuck off.
No, Francis. Okay.
This is not just it. This is 4th generation Salubri Soul.
Don't do this to me.
The vintage.
The vintage. Ryan's just sitting there like, my taste buds. They salivate.
It's very well aged.
Well, I don't think there will be a soul left at the end of this.
You don't really need one, right?
Well, no. If he dies, I assume he's got like 9 or 10 in his path. He'll probably end up a spirit, unless of course he's diablerized, which is likely.
He has the one thing that would let him get into heaven if he dies without his soul being sucked up.
Why doesn't he just kill himself now and get it over with?
Because that's a sin.
I'll kill him.
Francis is just gonna say, give me a chance.
You can almost sense him smiling as he says, I have always had faith in you, friend Francis. Hennessy takes 2 steps down the stairs. You will leave now.
We both know that if I contact Vienna, then not only I will return, but many more.
That's Dolheim speaking, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Francis is just gonna approach. He's very openly. He doesn't have his weapon raised, and he was. He's simply going to say, rather jovially. I was going to say something about the sixth tradition, but I'm going to be honest, I think that's all in the wind now.
Ancient enmities are ancient enmities, and we have Lord Aishar to contend with. I will not have a second infernalist in this city. Another soul drinker.
Your mistakes are your own.
I'm assuming since Katya drove, she'd, probably just now be arriving.
Both her and Rothschild will arrive in a few minutes.
Sorry. Francis is just going to say, I believe the enmity to be rather one-sided. The entity inside is offering no resistance.
Wonderful. That shall make the hunt all the easier. Stand down, Nosferatu, or we will go through you. You see Hennessy kneel down, Francis, and what he does is quite interesting. He takes off his gloves, so he reveals his flesh underneath his gloves is very pale, and he's got quite long fingernails. But he picks up some dirt from the ground, and he kind of massages it into his hands before he stands up again.
Francis is going to straighten up ever so slightly, and he's simply going to say to Stahlheim, if you take this action, you're merely going to destroy a lesser threat, if it can even be called that, and embolden another. And I'm not referring to Hennessy.
Allow me to ask you a question, Mr. Beaumont. If you're given orders, do you follow them like a good soldier?
You know, that's something I've been considering lately, because if you were to ask me that question nearly a month ago, I would have said yes. But what if the orders prove to be self-destructive?
Katya and Rothschild will arrive now.
What if you're destroying one of the very few people that could actually stop Aisha?
But, as I was saying, sorry, Rothschild and Katya will arrive now.
Yeah, Rothschild will get out of his limousine and he will stand looking at what's happening right now, saying who's talking to each other and who's opposite of each other, and he slides his phone out of his pocket and starts ringing his mentor. Clearly, he needs to be informed.
Hennessy, upon seeing Rothschild, shouts,
across the space, and he will say, "Keeper,
Yes, sir.
declare this building Elysium."
Ha.
Done.
Hmm.
If you could grant me one favor,
What?
I would like my home back.
It's yours.
Then, by decree of me as a keeper, this place now is an Elysium. And he taps with his umbrella on the floor.
You see Stalheim crushes the mobile phone he has in his hand. Just crushes it. Because in theory he could get away with killing a Salubri. His clan would cover that. But if he invades an Elysium to do it, then that becomes a matter for the Camarilla. And it becomes complicated as fuck.
Also means the prince would take serious issue with that. And would probably cripple their power in the capital city of Ireland. Not ideal.
Do you say that in character?
No. This is what Francis thinks, though, verbatim. So if anyone's reading his mind, that's what he's thinking.
You win this round, you disfigured dwarf. But I will be informing Vienna, and the Inner Council will outrule this. We will take this to the Inner Council if we must. The Nosferatu, Hennessy stands there and he says, "And you will find my representatives there to be as unyielding in this matter as yours, Tremere." Solheim will step back into the car that he arrived in, and will be driven away. At which point you kind of see Hennessy will take 2 steps back and just kind of sit down on the steps leading up to this church. All of the other Nosferatu just kind of calm down, because you can see there are Nosferatu here you never knew existed. There are about 20 of them.
Jeez. Yeah, actually, why is Francis saying G though? Yeah, he's not surprised. This is Nosferatu shit. No, Francis.
And Hennessy clearly summoned his entire clan.
No, Francis is just kind of going to go to Rothschild. I save. And it's just going to walk up to Hennessy.
Right, because I have to do 2 things. Hey, Rothschild, how's it going?
Better than 2 minutes before.
Gain clan friendship Nosferatu.
Yes, sir.
And gain clan enmity Tremere.
No, I figured as much. I had to make a choice, and I do adore the Nosferatu.
Hennessy just kind of sits there as he puts his sword back in its sheath. Well, that was more energetic than I was hoping the evening to be.
Apologies for arriving later than I should have.
Is Katya still here, or is she driven off with the Tremere?
No, she's still here.
She's still here. Probably sitting on the curb with her head in her hands.
Francis will go to her in a minute, but first, he needs to talk to Hennessy.
Actually, Rothschild will go in and inspect his newly declared Elysium to see if it's what the reason is why it needed to be.
But Hennessy just sits there and he says, "This was unfortunate, and all because one of your clan couldn't hold her damn tongue in public."
That was one of mine. Okay. Francis has this moment where his he looks like, even though kindred obviously don't suffer from headaches, he honestly looks like he's having one. It's not comical. It's like he actually has a serious medical issue. And he just takes a deep breath, and his fangs retract, extend and retract almost as quickly as he kind of keeps in the beast a little bit. It's just kind of simmering. Even now, even though he's been calmed down, it's still there now. He's gotten angry again. And how could she have I'm not actually, no, I already know the answer to that question. He can't, that Stalheim can't see the forest or the trees, can he? But
old enemies and old enmities are very old enemies, very old enmities.
It's completely one-sided, though.
Yes.
Ryan's just standing near the gate in a rather perturbed manner.
What has irritated you, Mr. Famo?
Well, I followed him here under the proviso that they were going in the same direction as, you know, the Nosferatu. So inclined, of course. I'm blinking repeatedly. Would you do me the courtesy of informing me as to what the hell's going on?
You have planned friendship, so you actually will. He says inside that church there's an incredibly ancient but very benevolent kindred from a lost clan known as Clan Salubri. They are healers and demagogues, priests, and ultimately good people. However, they are the natural enemies of Clan Tremere, who long ago stole their blood in order to create their own bastardization of kindred. They hunted them to near extinction, and any time that they appear, will continue to hunt them until they are no more.
Ryan raises his hand. I think I have the context now. Thank you.
It just so happens that my clan stood by and allowed this to happen, and we regret and lament the decision that we made.
Yes, I'm sure that despite the rather unkind words of the Tremere, I find it unlikely that this person would be an infernalist.
He's anything but an infernalist.
This is highly ironic considering the fact that we have a Tremere infernalist within the domain.
I raise my finger precisely.
It's because the Salubri's art, their discipline that was passed down to them by their founder, allows them a certain measure of control over the soul. Not in the same way of necromancy, more so to do with healing the soul, cleansing it of its derangements and its pain.
Interesting.
I will leave guards here until such time as we can make a more permanent solution with this entity. Tiring.
Yes. This may sound slightly odd, but if there is anything I can do to help in securing this place or helping you create a more permanent solution, just call me.
And as the rain weeps down from on high, Hennessy will just sit there. The rain doesn't seem to bother him that much. But we will flick back to the art. Art!
Yes, hi. Hello.
Sorry, Could I, before you get to the art, I went inside.
Inside, there is just a very nice church.
Yeah, right.
You
Is
don't
there?
see you don't see the entity that they're talking about.
Ah, that's highly unfortunate. Then,
Maybe you'd assume that he's hiding.
I assume.
You could attempt to call out to him to see if he'll appear.
No, I think I'll respect his privacy for now. I'll come back later. I'll leave a card with my phone number on.
Poor Morpheus trying to understand a phone. No. But
Doesn't really matter. I can leave a phone as well if he wants. But
okay.
I'll leave the card and the phone for now.
This division will likely impede the Aisha problem substantially. I don't think we're going to be getting any information regarding Aisha's real name or date of birth anytime soon from those people. But don't worry.
All right, so we're going to flick back over to Art.
So would Katrina like to go first?
Either or. Katrina, actually, her piece is already completed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a thing that's, I guess, on a wall somewhere, chilling.
For the record, Katrina will get that telepathic call back stating that everything is fine now.
Alright, she's gonna see if, ask Francis if he wants to come back in time for the, actual gallery exhibit thing. The competition's about to start.
You see if Phil can make it, he'll say he'll probably be late, but he'll see, he'll try and get back for you.
Alright. She's gonna thank him for, the telephone, telepathy phone, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, no, it's literally
Telephone.
Jesus
All the
Christ.
puns are killing me.
I'm good.
Okay, so I guess, do you want me to go ahead and perform my piece then, or?
Well, first of all, Hannah, describe what your piece is and tell us how many successes you got in it.
Okay. I actually, at the beginning of this, I typed out what I wanted the piece to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, you see it's printed up on nice, I don't know, high quality, like, poster board almost. That's like framed and in a ornate black filigree frame is a printing of a digital art piece. And in the frame, the photo depicts a young girl sitting in her room, building with blocks. And upon closer inspection, it is apparent that these blocks are made of bones, not plastic as they should be. In the upper corner of her room, there is a large spider web. It looks like a cobweb, kind of, at first, but then you look again, and there's a large spider chilling in the middle of this web, and his web is it's in danger of breaking apart, and it's fraying at the edges because it is weighed down with a large number of flies that have just been caught in the web and then rolled and like prepared, but they're never completely eaten. Like there's just like a bit gone from this one and a bit gone from this one. And this spider actually has his front two legs on one, like he's going to begin eating on this fly. He has two side back legs on another, and then two side legs on another. He can't choose what he's doing. He can choose what he's doing. He can't choose between the flies. He's like, I want this one, I want this one, I want them all. There's also a large, beastly lizard monstrosity with a hellhound-like head and jowls, canines bared as it stalks the girl. This lizard beast is on the wall of this girl's room. because it's a lizard and they can get on walls. And this girl doesn't notice it as this beast has like chameleon skin and it's able to camouflage with her wallpaper. It's very much a. I actually have a photo of. I have a photo I can throw up of the style that it's in because it's kind of like a twisted fairy tale style, and I can throw up a photo of like what I think kind of shows that. And the successes that I got, it's in my chat with Evan. Let me go back to this real quick. If I can find it. There it is. Alright, I'm finding the Alright, she had a total of 6 successes on this painting. Or digital printing, whatever you want to call it. And I'm finding that photo real quick. Hang on. But you can, whoever else wants to go on, and I'll just like stick the photo up when I see it.
Okay.
Wow, very, very interesting and original.
Thank you.
Of course. So Charlotte actually is going to be singing this evening. She has chosen a piece of opera, an operatic piece by the French composer André Campra. It is called Le Carnaval de Venise. In English, that's the Carnival of Venice. Kind of an ode to our hosts this evening. It is a comedy, originally produced as a commedia dell'arte, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Roll me a performance check, darling.
Yes, sir. I do have enchanting voice. I'm not sure if that would come into play here.
Mm-hmm.
It would, so that would lower the difficulty by 2.
2 points.
I'll give you a piece of advice. Never play a social character in this game and leave home without enchanting voice.
Of course. I do have a specialty in singing. I do have a specialty in my charisma for graceful. I'm pretty sure that might come into play, and I'd also
your singing specialty will come in, so your tens will double.
Yes. So can I only use one specialty at a time, or can I double up?
You can only use one at a time.
Okay. I'd like to do the performance specialty then. So I mean, it doesn't really matter. So that's 8 dice. I'd like to spend a willpower.
Okay.
Because I really want to win. And so what would the difficulty be?
4.
4. Okay. Roll 8d10. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. Yeah.
There is a very, very pleased clapping from the various individuals around. They appear to have liked the piece. Giovanni is nodding his own head, or Medici is nodding his own head favorably.
Mm-hmm.
Rothschild will step forward and take out from a map, so not at all as well presented as the others, quite a large drawing he has made. For those, Giovanni, that are familiar, it is the elderly home of the Dawn, but it's not drawn in a very depicting way of flowers and trees. It's done all by pencil lines. It is all done very thinly, very securely, very meticulously. The house itself can be looked into, like it's a 3D form of what Rothschild himself could find out of what the original plan of the house was. This, of course, does not include things that have been added on later. This is the original blueprint that he has asked for, and then remade into a 3D image, and then draw that from his memory and mind. You can see, they can see every single room that they remember. He doesn't put any furniture in it, so it's just a line structure, but it's a complete line structure. Evan, you know the successes I had with that. It's unique, it's sublime. It's not necessarily something that everyone would call art, but it's there, and it's well, it's pretty.
All right. Anyone else have anything they need to exhibit?
Talbot will do a performance dance.
Okay.
The dance, I guess it's going to be kind of hard to describe a dance, but it's going to involve a lot of spinning, but it doesn't spin like where your head's straight up and down like a pirouette. It spins where your upper body is kind of at an angle. It's hard to describe. If you've done Taekwondo, it looks like a butterfly kick. If you haven't done Taekwondo or called it some other kind of kick, just picture him doing parkour, but without walls to jump off of. If that makes sense.
Roll me a dex performance.
All right. I assume standard 6, or?
Do you have performance?
Yes.
Then yes. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 successes, so there's kind of a polite head nod and people will applaud. By all means.
4 actually, because there was a 1 in there, so it took 1 away.
Oh, do you not have a specialty?
Not in performance, no. My dex specialty, I don't think would help. It's lightning reflexes. That didn't really sound like that.
That wouldn't really help. But everyone, people are impressed. They applaud politely. Is that everyone?
I assume Sketcher.
Sketcher steps up. Or rather, he's not currently here because he left the other Nosferatu. However, they unveil his piece. And as they do so, you see Giovanni kind of raise an eyebrow and he hisses under his breath. Sketcher's piece is there, but someone has basically gouged huge holes in it, running downwards with a knife.
Ha. Nice Bloodlines reference.
Who would do such a thing?
That did not make you sound suspicious whatsoever in the way you phrased that.
Katrina's gonna turn her head to the side, just like.
Can I look with Auspex on who is actually very happy about his or her handiwork?
Not in the whole crowd. No, you'd have to do it individually.
It's like, are you actually laughing at this?
Absolutely not. I'm exasperated.
Question.
Answer.
Would the original form of the painting be visible via the Shadowlands?
No. It would have the same representation as it does now.
Okay.
Basically, the two mirror each other.
Right.
Could Katrina go up and try and tell the audience what the piece is supposed to be? If there's because on the side, Robert mentioned Auspex 3 working. If
you want to go forward and touch the piece, is that what you're saying?
If it's actually, does Sketcher look like he's surprised that this has been torn into?
Sketcher's not there.
He's not there. Yeah, Katrina's just curious. She's gonna look around and be like, "Can I step up for a second and just see if there's?" She doesn't know. She can't tell if it's been intentionally done. Like if Sketcher gouged holes in it for shock value or what's going on, because she doesn't know Sketcher well at all.
Okay. Yeah, you can spirits touch it if you want.
Yeah. What do I need to roll for that?
It's perception plus empathy, I believe.
Okie dokie. Gonna see that. Let me get over to it. Any day now.
Alexander will fold his arms, really wondering what will come out of this.
Empathy's 2, perception is 2. One, a 10, a 1, a 10, and a 7.
So 3 successes. Okay.
Well, I mean, one of them was a 1, so that takes off one of them.
2 successes.
Okay, so 2 successes. Okay. So in that case, you get a very brief glimpse of somebody wearing a mask. It's a very nondescript white mask with eyes that are covered over with black glass, so you can't see what the eyes look like. It was just reefing this painting. It used to be very pretty. It was a painting of a single rose set amidst a black garden. It was very beautiful. It would have easily won the art competition had it been whole, but just reefing it to shreds and then hiding it again behind the curtain.
Can she tell anything else about the mask figure? Like what it had on, aside from the mask?
It's male. That's about all you can tell.
Okay, Katrina's gonna keep that bit to herself, but she's gonna relay to the audience. She's gonna relay to the audience what the piece is, like what the piece was supposed to be, and just like this isn't what Sketcher didn't do these slash marks. Somebody else did.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll like after relaying what the piece is and just saying that it's breathtaking, she's gonna just turn around and sit back down.
All right. So in order to bring this scene to a close, as Evan is getting tired, the winner of the art competition is going to be drum roll, please, and who will be awarded a major boon by Clan Giovanni is going to be, due to the emotional resonance that it had with them, Charlotte is going to be the winner.
Well, would you look at that?
She will be followed up by Hannah. One of you will receive a major boon, the other will receive a minor boon from Clan Giovanni.
Well, that's great. I'm happy about this.
Yeah, Katrina's gonna clap for her clanmate.
She's actually gonna walk over to you and do that like whole kiss you on the cheek thing, and hug you and said that your piece was very unique and very well done, and that she appreciated the effort that you put into it.
Katrina will thank her and just reiterate how moving her piece was. While she's not a Giovanni herself, she can appreciate the piece.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. I claim ignorance on that one, okay? I had no idea.
And on that note, kids, we shall end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching this another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.